This parade for this section is now officially underway with the arrival of the Milton Police, the Milton Police Chief, the Milton Police Chief Kurt Zettelmoyer. Thank you so much for driving. And these trucks and these cars are shiny too, so they got ready for this parade. So we appreciate detailing. Oh, there's the young man that detailed the cars right there. He's in the passenger seat. He gets to ride along. Thank you so much for coming. They are followed by some of the Boy Scouts of America. We have Milton's troop number 605 and Watsontown's troop number 610. They are bringing the colors. Please stand if you are able. Just a short distance in front of us, the Milltown Melodies are here. So we are going to ask that everyone rise. Gentlemen, please remove your cover. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem from the Milltown Melodies.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much. The Milltown Melodies. The reason you could hear them is because of All Pro Entertainment. So we thank them for bringing them. They're available. Just see this young man over here if you're looking for a great DJ. This is the Milton Troop number 605 and the Watsontown Troop 610. Thank you, young men. We salute you. Good luck and thanks for all you're doing. The Boy Scouts of America. We thank the Milton for Police. And now as the parade begins, in the very first vehicle, we are going to see Milton's mayor. Give us a big wave. There he is. That is the Honorable Ed Nelson of Mayor Milton presiding over the parade. He's accompanied by the Bicentennial Committee Chairman, John Meckley, who can't sit down for more than 2 minutes, so that explains why he's walking. He's riding in a 1976 Cadillac Eldorado, owned and driven by Jim Champenour. And Mayor Nelson has served for more than 2 decades as the mayor of Milton. John Meckley chairs the Bicentennial Committee. It's that committee that's responsible for all the celebration events, including this parade. A big thank you to John, and he's accompanied by some good friends who are helping him in this parade. The Milton Parade would not be possible without some of our sponsors, Conagra Brands and its many products. Of course, you know Chef Boyardee has been an integral part of Milton's history for a long time, so we honor them and thank them. So Conagra, one of our great sponsors here, formerly American Home Foods, formerly just Chef Boyardee. And now the Milton Black Panthers Marching Band. Milton area high school cheerleaders. What do you say, girls, about Milton's 200th birthday? See, that's what they do, although I had to lead them. What's up with that? Next, you see some representatives of the Standard Journal newspaper. Fantastic co-sponsor of our entire bicentennial celebration, the Standard Journal. They also have a hard-working team of people who are helping them, and you'll have an opportunity to pick up a newspaper here. So if you'd like another copy of the newspaper, please grab one while you can. Blaze Alexander Ford donated the vehicle. We appreciate that. And we got some great people who work at the Milton Standard. I know that to be true. They also have the Milton Standard playing cards. If you don't have a deck of the playing cards, grab one now. Next is our officers of the Milton Fire Department. The Fire Chief, Joe Stump, is here. Joe, wave your arm. Which one are you? Fantastic. Thank you. They, of course, work tirelessly to fight fires and help us out in emergencies. Joe, please leave your cell phone over here so I can bug you after a fire. We thank the men and women of the Milton Fire Department. And here comes some of their apparatus. Engine 15-2. They know what it's all about. Thank you, men, for your service, and women for all you do. Truck 15-1. I used to call them a hook and ladder truck, but I guess they don't call them that anymore. So is this a platform truck? Is that the right name for it? A platform truck? Yeah, platform truck. Or a power ladder. How about that? Of course, these are the people who are there for you. You call 911, they don't think about it. They don't have a committee. They don't have a... No one needs to bang the gavel for them to start. You just call them and they come. How about a big round of applause for the Milton Fire Department, the volunteers. Oh my gosh, this is a big rescue truck. This thing's a tuna boat. All right, followed by a tanker. We know where they come in ultra handy. That's out in the woods and making sure that we have enough water to fight fires. So we appreciate them. Thank you for all your volunteer service, men. We appreciate that. Milton Fire Department, Tanker 15-1. And the Milton Fire Police. That's the nicest looking fire police vehicle I've seen since Nori this morning. All right, we got a special ambulance here. That is one shiny ambulance. Thank you for your service too. We appreciate that. The Susquehanna Valley stands together. This is a very important opportunity for us to know that if there's one thing we know for sure in Milton, that we are made up of people from all around the world. So the Susquehanna Valley stands together, and that really glues Milton together. Next up, it says here I should call her Hun. I think they mean honorable. The Honorable Linda Schlegel-Culver, our state representative. Thank you, Linda, for being here. And the Honorable State Senator John Gordner of the 27th District. Thank you, John, for being in the parade. Betsy Divers, thank you for driving very carefully. Next, Mayor Wagner is here. Thank you. We knew you knew where Milton was. We just didn't see you here enough. So thank you so much for coming. And of course, consider the most handsome mayor in the world, David Cooney, is right there from Mifflinburg. So thank you for coming. Alyssa Trossel is driving, so thank you, Alyssa. Next up, I could have gone right across the street to see him from Northumberland, Len Zabore. And this is his last year, so how about a round of applause for his great... We appreciate that, Mayor. Thank you for all you did for Northumberland. And where's David Persing? Oh, he's coming back. Keep an eye out. Mayor Jeffrey Reed is here from the borough of Selinsgrove. Thanks for coming to Watsontown, or to Milton. Watsontown's coming. Well, you had to go to Watsontown. Thank you, and you have a good driver. And Doug Fink and Becky Divers Carl are our drivers. Good for you. She's the real mayor, right? Next up, the Montgomery Area Red Raider Marching Band. Thank you for coming to Milton. Here come the colors. We just had the Honorable Mayor of Watsontown, David Hunts, And thank you, Montgomery Area High School Band. Speaking of tuna boats, that's a lot of band truck. Thank you for bringing it all the way to Milton. Very much appreciated. And it's very appropriate. We happen to have a co-celebration this year. Watsontown celebrating 150 years. This antique vehicle is owned by the Watsontown Trucking Company. Happy birthday, Watsontown, from your friends in Milton. And that's the mayor, David Hans. Now ring the horn. There it goes again. Thank you. And who's that young man that's with you? Ashton. All right. Thank you for coming, young man. Okay. His grandson's with him. All right, Greater Susquehanna Valley United Way with some of their United Way signs on the sign there. And this, in case you haven't noticed, Patriotic Bird to help celebrate Milton's bicentennial. This is why you thank the sponsors of this parade, because they paid for this kind of stuff. So far we've called out ACNF. Thank you for sponsoring. And this, is that a scale model? That's the real deal. Okay, ACNF, great company around here. ACNF's been around since 1899. Its predecessor was around in 1864. They are credited with the very first railroad tank car in the world back in 1864. ACF proudly shares their cars today, their replica cars. And we thank you very much for coming and bringing everything and being a fantastic supporter of Milton all these years. Thank you, ACNF Industries. Well, you can probably figure it out, but we got some bagpipes on the way, and that is something special. What parade wouldn't be special without a bagpipe band? This is how you know you're celebrating. This is the Nittany Highland Pipe and Drum Band from State College. So we thank them for coming all this way to Milton and being part of our bicentennial parade. Let's enjoy another number from the Nittany Highland Pipe and Drum Band. As this next float approaches, this is from the St. Joseph Catholic Church. They have been a tremendous help for the Milton Bicentennial. Their float represents the years 1880 to 1883 here in Milton. St. Joseph Catholic Church float represents Milton's resiliency. It depicts the destruction of the church during the Great Fire of 1880 and the rebuilding of the church to its present-day structure in 1883. And they've since outgrown that, and they're outside of town too. So please welcome St. Joseph Catholic Church. And these are our third place winner for the parade judging contest. A round of applause for your third place winner in the Milton Bicentennial Parade. And that is followed close behind, we're glad to say, by our second place winner. How about that? A good coincidence. They're not far apart. And first place is not far behind. Among the many service clubs in Milton, and a sponsor of the Bicentennial Service Project, is the Rotary Club of Milton. The Rotary Club of Milton represents the next float in our parade. This float depicts the last century, 1900 to the present. Welcome the Milton Rotary Club of Milton for being in our parade. Thank you for being here, and thanks for all you do. And that's a shiny truck. Hey, greetings. Thank you. Celebrating the Harvest Festival since 1977. And Rotary International. Our next float is from the U.S. Submarine Veterans of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Thank you for your service. Very much appreciated. They have a 1960s era submarine on their float, drawn down to scale. So we thank them for their service. Next up, your first place winner, the First Presbyterian Church of Milton. The First Presbyterian Church of Milton just celebrated their 200th anniversary back in 2014. This is a replica of the Presbyterian Church that remains on Walnut Street to this very day. Next is the next division of our parade. This is the Susquehanna Valley Detachment of the Marine Corps League. Please welcome our Marine Corps League's servicemen to the Milton Bicentennial Parade. Thank you, men, for your service. I don't need to tell you what their greatest fundraising activity is. Toys for Tots. So we thank them for that. That banner says Feliz Cumpleaños Milton. Happy birthday, Milton. Feliz Cumpleaños Milton. And so we welcome everybody. The Milton Salvation Army is next. That is the Milton Salvation Army brass band. When you see somebody from the Salvation Army, thank them for all they do, because they do a lot in this community. And we very much appreciate all of that. Now you rest your ears for 1 second. Well, then it must be E.H. Kleckner next, coming by the parade stand. Adding patriotic touch, they have a red truck, a white truck, and a blue truck. Red, white, and blue. E.H. Kleckner in Montanan, and he brought a cold beer for everybody. Yes? No. Well, the guy in the white truck has him. Okay. And guess what the guy in the white truck's going to say? The guy in the blue truck. All right. We thank E.H. Kleckner for helping to celebrate Milton's 200th anniversary. So this is the ice cooler truck, right? This is the one with the beer? Oh, it's in the back. Okay. You're going to get mobbed, buddy. Hey, welcome aboard. And look who's joining me on the reviewing stand.
Hey, we want to thank Mark Lawrence and Sunbury Broadcasting for helping us out today. Give a round of applause for Mark Lawrence, please.
Oh, good. Thank you. You're quite welcome. Very glad to help. Well, this is where you might be confusing it a little bit. Do you think you're at the Mummers? Is that what you're thinking here?
It's Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia Mummers, who are participating in our Bicentennial Parade, please welcome what is probably the most famous string band of the Mummers, the Frailinger String Band. In 2015, they were the New Year's Day champions of the Philadelphia annual New Year's Day Parade. In fact, the Frailinger String Band has either been first, second, and third for 18 of the last 25 years. Let's enjoy the Frailinger String Band. Frailinger String Band.
Savings Bank. Please join us in thanking our band sponsor, Milton Savings Bank.
The Milton Harvest Festival Committee is here. I don't need to tell you what the Milton Harvest Festival does for this town. Gums up traffic for hours. No, of course, it's the big celebration in the fall, and we just are very glad you are here. Thank you for all you do for the community. Thanks for making the Milton Harvest Festival the go-to festival. So we very much appreciate that. Plus, when we do other things, there's already electricity in the downtown, so that works out. So thank you.
Following the Milton Harvest Festival is an entry by the Milton Public Library. The Milton Public Library at Rose Hill is not just simply a place to borrow a book, but is a place to escape in our own backyard. The library has become a community center with its many programs, meeting spaces, and its beautiful 6-acre setting. Thank you for all you do at the Milton Public Library.
Who's that guy driving?
That's Rob Jones, the president of the library board. Thank you, Rob.
And he has a sign that says, "Thank you, John Meckley."
Thank you, Milton Public Library.
We appreciate that.
It takes a lot of us pulling together, and we're doing it.
This is a 1946 Dodge pickup truck driven by Mr. Terry Brown, representing, of course, the post-war era, 1946. Thank you for bringing your truck to Milton's big party. We very much appreciate that.
And following Terry is Michelle Bauer on a really cool vintage bicycle.
That's a 1949 Studebaker pickup bicycle. No, that is not right. She's got a perfect bicycle under her.
39 Elgin.
A 39 Elgin. Wow. Fantastic. And that's a bicycle that still rolls along just perfectly fine.
But coming up next is a 1946 Dodge pickup truck. No, I'm sorry, 1949 Studebaker. How about that? 1949 Studebaker pickup truck presented by Mr. Harold Bauer. Let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Bauer. Thank you for being here, Mr. Bauer.
Oh, so
It was bought new at Hassinger's, John says. Very good.
And what you see now are the vehicles from the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation. I couldn't get any part-timers to drive. I brought my vehicle back here, but these guys, these young people don't want to earn extra money on the weekend. So
we've got a lot of parade ahead, so stay tuned. And I'm sure Mark explained to you at the beginning of the parade lineup, you're going to be a very important part of this parade, because when it ends, we're walking onto the island. There's a beautiful concert for you, just for you, at the Milton State Park. Also, make plans tonight if you can at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tonight at the high school stadium is our gala concert. You won't believe the amazing music that's prepared for you by the Milton Community Band and the Milton Community Choir, and a fireworks display that Milton has never seen before. It'll knock your socks off. 8 o'clock, high school stadium.
Now, John, how hard was it to put this parade together? Explain some of the work that went into the...
Oh, we had a great committee pulling really hard to make this happen. We first had to raise a lot of money to pay for these bands that we brought in from out of town, but it's well worth it. You're going to see entertainment, first-class entertainment, just like the mummers that you've seen here. We've got some drum and bugle corps coming. We've got some giant parade balloons. It's a parade unlike any other we've had here in Milton. And again, the biggest part of it is going to be the public joining us on the Milton State Park. So get your rest now, because we're going to need you to get out of your seats and walk with us at the end of our parade.
And don't forget, you'll have an opportunity to donate to the Milton Bicentennial Service Project directly, and that is to contribute to the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. They make a big difference up here in Milton, and this is your opportunity to help support them. Next up, this float is presented by Central Oak Heights, which of course is just a very special place around here. Has been around for 100 years or more. They're celebrating their heritage and Milton's history, honoring the past, celebrating the future on the hilltop. Central Oak Heights. And if you haven't been to their wonderful concerts, you're missing a real treat. Fairfield Auto Group is right here. And we appreciate them lending a vehicle.
And they're advertising their Acorn Family Festival just next month. Mark your calendar.
When is it?
July 22nd, 10 to 4.
Thank you.
Here we go, Mark. The next entry is presented by Evangelical Community Hospital. Evangelical Community Hospital in Lewisburg began more than 85 years ago as the Evangelical Home. It was founded and then serviced by a small group of physicians, including very prominent doctors right from here in Milton. Since then, it's grown to be one of the largest employers in our area, and it still remains true as its roots as our local hometown hospital. Let's hear it for Evangelical.
And they brought 2 Evan babies. you can't see them if you're on the sidewalk because they're on the other side, but there's 2 actual Evan babies in strollers there. This parade's so long, they were infants when the parade started. Now they're toddlers. Well, we're glad to say that soccer is thriving in the central Susquehanna Valley, and it is, we can thank the Milton Panthers, AYSO, for that. They're a prominent part of the Milton community. And of course, not only do they have a terrific soccer program and they play great games and they kill Sunbury whenever they play them, but they're teaching sportsmanship and leadership. The Milton Panthers, AYSO, thank you so much for coming. And thank all your leaders of the soccer.
Thank you, guys.
And they're smart enough to be pulled by a very pretty truck. Oh. Thank you. I'll go get that. That's a pass-through, we call it. Oh, here comes some.
All right. And up next, how about another band in our very first Drum and Bugle Corps? Please welcome to the Milton Bicentennial Parade, the Riley Raiders Drum and Bugle Corps. This nationally recognized Riley Railers from Willow Grove, Pennsylvania are an award-winning corps who were named the 2015 World Champion Drum and Bugle Corps. They're here to share their incredible style with us and sound with us today. Will you please give them a warm Milton welcome?
By the Hudok Capital Group of Williamsport, responsible for funding the Riley Raiders. Well, believe it or don't, this sets up a whole nother division of the Milton Bicentennial Parade. And we're going to be meeting a very special lady coming along very shortly. Thank you to the Hudok Capital Group, which is run by 2 very young men. And we appreciate that. They know how to make money double and redouble, right? They're supposedly the most handsome banner carriers in the parade. I'm just saying what I heard. So thank you for coming. Wow. Yipper, baby, look at this coming.
So, Mark, Division 3 is led, the Milton Bicentennial Parade is led by a very special lady indeed. We are proud to present Miss Liberty Bell. This giant parade balloon holds Liberty's torch high for all to see and sends a very simple message that everyone is welcome here. Miss Liberty Bell is handled today by a group of volunteers from the Greater Susquehanna Valley United Way. The United Way and its Valley Together, Never Alone series reminds us that we are stronger when we stand together. So let's all stand together with Miss Liberty Bell and the United Way and wish Milton a very happy 200th birthday. Let's hear it for the United Way.
Now we got her up. Great. They must have some good people steering that thing.
What is that?
Next up, you will see a very lovingly restored William Cameron Engine Company truck. And this is no longer in service, but this antique is working, and that's a real dog, and it's got an antique up on the top, too. The real thing.
And a real Dalmatian. Look at that.
We do appreciate that. Wayne Bieber and Vaughn Murray for their 1969 truck, followed by the Snorkel truck. This is Chad Hummel presenting the next privately owned classic fire engine. Mr. Hummel's vehicle is a 1980s Milton Fire Department engine. Well, that's probably what that is. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, we got you. Thank you. Well, we thank you for restoring that truck and bringing it back to Milton. Right, you guys are out of order. The other entry, the ladder truck, is a piece of equipment from Brian Heckman. It's a 1973 Ward LaFrance Fire Company, originally from White Deer Township. So we thank him for bringing that to Milton as well. All righty, buddy.
Now gracing Front Street is our next float, presented by the Milton American Legion Post number 71. The American Legion Post 71 float represents World War II to the present, and it honors all veterans of our armed forces. This float will pause and offer a salute to all of our fallen veterans. It will include one volley of gunfire, so please do not be alarmed, and then they will play taps. So when the American Legion rises to present their salute, would you please rise as well? And if you're wearing a cap, please take your hats off.
Please stand if you are able. The Milton American Legion Post 71. Thank you, men, for your service, and women too. Thank you. And please be seated if you are able.
And joining us on the platform is Senator John Gordner. Welcome, John. Thanks for being in our parade. And Mayor Savoy is here. Thank you, sir, for being here.
And we harken back to World War I on this float, baby. We go all the way back. Well, guess who brings you the next float? How about this? This is the biggest banner in the whole parade. Did you make that banner? Good for you. It's perfect. I've never seen such perfectly spaced letters, so thank you. Mason's Family Diner, located in Lewisburg, with great food and 24/7, I might add, so keep that in mind. Thank you, folks, from Mason's Diner for helping us celebrate Milton's wonderful bicentennial. And you can bring that right down to my front lawn if you want to. There's plenty to do.
The Milton Lions Club presents the next float in our Bicentennial Parade. The Milton Lions Club, one of our oldest service clubs, presents this float to depict one of the many charitable causes it supports. The Leader Dogs for the Blind, founded in 1939. Thank you to the Milton Lions Club.
Over here and stand by these people. Maybe they'll give you some candy. Come on over here. They might have. Yep. Go over here. She's lady in the blue shirt.
And don't forget, we are mentioning the sponsors of some of the music. You're going to hear about another one very shortly. So please do remember, patronize your sponsors. They're a big supporter in your community all year round, and they're helping to support the Milton Bicentennial.
I told you. Stand there.
Well, if there's a string band or a drum and bugle corps or a huge balloon, it must be time for another division.
What are you
Yes,
doing?
this is division number 4.
Coming down.
We're going to kick it off with the Lancers Drum and Bugle Corps. They're an award-winning group from Hanover, Pennsylvania, and they have members of this band who are all over central Pennsylvania, including some from Milton, Watsontown, Northumberland, and Lewisburg, and at Sunbury. I give you the Lancers Drum and Bugle Corps. They're sponsored by West Milton State Bank. Sponsors, the West Milton State Bank, thank you for your support, not only the band, but all of the Milton activities. Thank you. And for sending pretty girls to carry the band.
Representing an organization that helped kick off our Bicentennial Celebration Week is our next entry, the Milton Relay for Life Mustang. When cancer touches the lives of so many of us, the Relay for Life reminds us that there is great hope and strength in those who continue to fight for the cure. Let's hear it for the Relay for Life.
The Military Order of the Purple Heart Color Guard. These vehicles depict the era of the Vietnam War and send a message to people who fought are not forgotten. Thank you for coming.
No, I drove a car. Back in, yeah, I think it's
If you haven't noticed, we have every era of Milton's history represented. We just had a World War II soldier go by. We've had depictions of the Milton Fire. So every year, every era, every decade is represented by somebody in this parade.
And coming up next, led by two very attractive fire personnel and their Dalmatians, is the White Deer Township Fire Department. Let's hear it for all those brave men and women who serve in our fire departments. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for coming. 4 hard-working volunteers right there.
some of the MCing.
Next we have from the White Deer Township Volunteer Fire Company. This is appropriately called their Thunder Child. It not only applies to the vehicle, but it applies to the driver as well. He's a Thunder Child. So we appreciate him for coming. Thank you and all you do. Say hi to Tom Hess next time you see him for me, please. White Deer Township represented with one of the older engines with one of the newer engines. So we appreciate them coming today. They've been around since 1952. But we very much appreciate all you do in the middle of the night and in the middle of the day and for the Milton Bicentennial Parade. So thank you for coming. And Pottsgrove Volunteer Fire Company represented with their brush truck. Only a Ford could do what this truck has to do. So keep that in mind. Thank you, sir, for driving.
I don't know who that is.
Myself, what's his name? The guy
Beaver.
Yeah.
he was on the roof for truck.
I mean, they bought that. That's
I don't know, the roof for truck, he was on.
yeah. I mean, Beaver. They
You
had
see that,
Nuestra Comunidad Celebre Juntos.
dad on that.
That means our community celebrates together. If that is one thing Milton knows how to do, it is to celebrate together. So we are very grateful for them. We've had a couple of volunteer fire companies come by, Montgomery, West End Volunteer Fire Company, William Cameron Engine Company, Milton Fire Department, Pottsgrove. And now that's proof that we all work together. When there's a fire, we work together. When there's a community, we work together. So thank you for bringing Nuestra Comunidad Celebra Juntos, which means our community celebrates together.
Excellent Spanish, Mark. Excellent.
Thank you. We've been boning up on you. Susquehanna Fire Equipment here. Thank you for all you do for volunteers.
Jump up and down here. Jump up and down. There you go. Thanks.
This entry is the only tractor in the parade, but it's a special one. It's a completely restored 1942 Farmall tractor. James Sullivan, thanks for bringing your tractor. This tractor sat idle in a field for 40 years and then was painstakingly, lovingly restored. That reminds us that it's never too late for a new start.
And it's never too late for another string band. Let's bring on some more Philadelphia Mummers excitement with the strut and sounds of the Quaker City String Band. These were the 2017 New Year's Day champions at this year's New Year's Day parade. The Mummers, the Quaker City String Band.
Hi, Freddie!
With their honorary mummer today, Freddie Carlip.
Freddie Carlip of Lewisburg.
Thank you for being here, Quaker City.
Sponsored by the Woodstock Foundation. You don't necessarily need to patronize that business, but when you hear about them, they're doing fundraising, think about them in the years ahead as well.
Yeah, the Woodcock does so many important things for the arts in our community, so please join us in thanking the Woodcock Foundation for the appreciation of the arts. So how do you follow a performance like the Mummers? How about another giant parade balloon? Welcome Albert, the American Eagle. This very patriotic bird gives a nod to our national symbol and reminds us that we are all Americans. Representing the best of that all-American spirit are Albert's handlers, the Daughters of the American Revolution. A big thanks to the DAR and to Albert, the all-American Eagle.
Yes, thank you. They got more daughters than they could handle up there, I guess. One more daughter and you're going to need a can opener to get out of there. Thank you for coming. Well, we're very glad to say that the rest of Northumberland County is represented with Point Township volunteer firefighters. There must be somebody named Geis on board if you have a volunteer truck from Norrie, Tanker 744. So thank you so much for coming.
And following Point Township,
Go right ahead.
no, I was going to say, following our friends at Point Township are our friends across the river at the William Cameron Hose Company.
Woohoo! Yeah, you're never at a loss if William Cameron's there or not. You can hear him. Bringing the famous yellow fire trucks to the valley. So we always appreciate them. I'm looking for JR. Did he come down here today? Okay. JR is the public information officer for the fire company. So he's the one who unfortunately had to give me a cell phone a couple years ago. So we bug him 24/7. He keeps us informed. William Cameron Engine Company doing something other fire companies may do more of. They have career firefighters who work There are volunteers associated with the fire company, but many of the volunteers aren't volunteers at all. They're career firefighters. They go to continuing education and training, and they've devoted their entire life. Their career is volunteer firefighting. Well, I guess it's not volunteer firefighting then, is it? These are career firefighters, so thanks for all you do, man.
Thank you, William Cameron. And continuing our theme of how the Valley does stand together is the Montgomery Volunteer Fire Company. Let's hear it for Montgomery.
Yeah, that one doesn't have a quiet peak.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And more of the men in black. You thought that other utility truck was big. This tuna boat's even bigger. Thank you for coming. Thank you for volunteering too. And thanks for riding along in the back seat.
Joining us on stage is Representative Linda Schlegel-Culver. She goes Senator Gordner and Mayor Zabore. So thanks for being with us.
Len Zabore's here. Hey, Len.
Thank you, guys.
Well, this must be the Gladiator. If the men in black are in the front, the Gladiator's in the back. West End Volunteer Fire Company from out in Glen Iron. Thank you for coming.
Representing the West End of Union County. Thanks for being with us. Let's hear it for the West End Fire Company.
How's the creek? Getting warm out there? All right. These guys know about me. I go out there fishing, so they're familiar with me out there.
And our next float is presented by the Girl Scouts in the Heart of Pennsylvania GEMS community, depicting the Girl Scouts on their float. The Girl Scouts in the Heart of Pennsylvania entry reminds us of the positive impact that Girl Scouting has on the lives of young people right here in the heart of Pennsylvania. Let's give it up for the Girl Scouts.
In a gorgeous Chevy truck. Girl Scouts.
Thank you, girls. Whoa, look at this, Mark. What's that?
Wow. Now there's a Dodge truck and a half.
Look at this thing. Wow.
We've got the General Hazard. It's a big monster truck making a big monster appearance in the Bicentennial Parade. Let's hear it for the General Hazard and for our local volunteers who are the parade escorts today. Thank you guys for being here.
Well, everybody's been to the fence. If you haven't had a fish sandwich, you haven't lived. The Fence Drive-In is here. Of course, they're located on River Road, just south of Milton. We think of it as Route 405 when you live in Norwich. We thank them for bringing back the traditions of the 1950s. So thank you for coming.
Makes you hungry for a fish sandwich and French fries.
I'm a milkshake kind of guy, you know.
And they can do those too.
Well, the parade has a few more floats and a few more bands left. So don't think about getting up and going home because there is a lot to do. And then your opportunity to parade is coming up. Remember, this is New Orleans style. Mifflinburg Hose Company is here. Their fire truck reminds us of the brave men and women of all of our local fire departments who respond to help their neighbors in need. We thank you, Mifflinburg Volunteer Fire Company, for all you do.
Thank you, Mifflinburg.
Rescue 3-1 at your service. They're getting bigger. Every rescue truck's bigger than the one before.
The next vehicle represents the Laundry Room of Milton, serving the laundry needs of the greater Milton community. The Laundry Room in Milton wishes the Milton community a very happy Bicentennial celebration. The Milton Laundry Room.
Now you have seen we've had some sponsors. Remember who those sponsors are. The Milton Standard newspaper has been very active helping. Of course, we know Amy Moyer, the editor of the paper, but we've seen Kevin down here taking pictures. We very much appreciate that. All Pro Entertainment brought our PA system today, so we thank them for that. Milton State Bank, PUDOC organization is represented here today, and a lot more. I'm going to forget some, but please make sure you avail yourself of the sponsors. Pick up a copy of the Milton Standard. All the sponsors are listed.
Hey, run across the street.
So you can get your own very special edition of the Milton Standard tonight, Mark. The Milton Standard is producing a parade edition that will be distributed tonight at the gala concert. They are working very fast as we speak to get that started. So if you come to the concert tonight at 8 p.m., the gala concert at the high school stadium, you'll see a hot off the press parade edition of the Milton Standard. Something pretty incredible.
Are we going to hear extra read all about it?
Extra read all about it. You got it, buddy.
Well, I'm so glad we have a little pause in the parade. Let's talk to Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hello, how are you?
Your voice sounds fantastic in the microphone. You'll have to come on WKOK.
I'll be doing that soon.
Well, thank you. What do you think about this Bicentennial celebration?
It's absolutely incredible. It shows the spirit of Milton, and it's a great way to celebrate 200 years.
Well, thank you for coming up and being part of it. And the man who came all the way from Berwick, Pennsylvania, and is a whip. A whip. The House Majority, I knew I was going to mess it up. The Senate Majority Whip, State Senator John Gordon. What do you think, buddy?
It's great to be talking to the voice of Susquehanna Valley, Mark. How about that? It was great. This is an incredible community. This has been an incredible year so far, and it doesn't end this afternoon. I hope that people go and hear the music this afternoon and this evening, and the fireworks tonight.
State Senator John Gordon.
So there's no better way to celebrate than with our state representative, our state senator, and a very talented marching band. Please welcome the White Sabres Drum and Bugle Corps. The White Sabres are hailing from Rochester, New York. They are world-ranked drum and bugle corps who are turning up the volume for this parade, and will also present the very special public exhibition at noon tomorrow. Give a warm Milton welcome to the White Sabres. The White Sabres will be on the Milton State Park immediately following the parade with you as you follow the parade on to the Milton State Park, and they'll be with us tomorrow at noon for a special exhibition concert. They are sponsored today by some generous gifts from a family in memory of the late John Schreier. Will you please join us in thanking the Schreier family?
Well, our next float is making its way down. We want to remind you, John just alluded to it, there is a party immediately afterward at the Milton State Park. Two ways to get there. Sure, you can leave the parade and go over later, but you can follow the parade. The entire parade becomes your parade, so please join in. It's probably going to be within an hour. We'll have the end of the parade, and we'll have you at the State Park in an hour from now, and you can enjoy a hot beverage. Okay, so maybe a cool beverage. We'll see if the Kleckner van is there. Our next float is presented by Paint, Party, and More. This is called Paint and Sip. The business reflects the creative culture of pop art in Milton's history. And if there's one thing they do at the Milton schools, it's nurture arts of all kinds. And so we appreciate them coming to Milton's party with their art.
They were offering lots of free opportunities for young people to experience art today, and we thank them for that. Thank you, Tracy Messinger.
We say free opportunities for young people for art?
Yes.
All right, bears repeating. Well, the Buffalo Valley Dairy is here. Welcome aboard. Thank you for bringing your pickup truck. BBD. I always wondered what BBD stood for. So thank you for coming.
And our next entry is a float from Charlene's Pedal Talk. Charlene's Pedal Talk helps us celebrate Milton's Bicentennial with this float. It's a local florist who honors our heritage and celebrates our day with us. Please welcome Charlene's Pedal Talk.
Thank you so much for coming and helping to celebrate Milton's Bicentennial and bringing your peace signs. We like that.
Look at their cool shirts.
Yeah, these are representing the 60s and 70s. Some actual hippies.
Were you a hippie, Mark?
I'm afraid I was.
All right, attaboy.
Yeah, John shakes his head, yeah. I think he's thinking that maybe I still am a little bit. I never got rid of it. Well, John had long hair one time. He went almost 3 weeks between haircuts.
Outstanding.
It was awful. He was fuzzy and everything. He hated it.
Very last one. That's the very last
Well, we're glad to say that the Builders Associates is here. If you know Amy Moyer over at the Standard Journal, you know about them because that's her husband that owns that. Builders Associate to fix the kitchen and bath displays. They don't just work on your house, but they help you with good taste. That's what they have. They never made anything gaudy in their whole lives. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Graydon. Let's hear it for Graydon.
Yeah, we appreciate Graydon and all he does. He's a big volunteer, too. He's been involved in a lot of projects in the downtown.
As this banner reminds us again, you won't want to miss the Bicentennial Gala Concert and Fireworks taking place tonight, 8 p.m., the Milton High School Stadium. Please join us for our Gala Concert. It's presented by the Milton Community Band and the Milton Community Choir, and stay for our very large, very loud fireworks. The best seats for the fireworks are going to be inside the high school stadium, so you want to make sure you get inside the stadium if you can. And as a fitting reminder about tonight's fireworks, how about another balloon? We're pleased to present our firecracker balloon. So if you like fireworks, you're going to love tonight's show. The firework vendor told me personally he's going to put Milton on the map. I reminded him we burnt to the ground once and it wasn't going to happen again. So I think the fireworks are going to be pretty outstanding. It's right to the edge. Let's hear it for our firecracker balloon. Thank you. Thank you to our balloon handlers.
And that's Kim King from the Priestley Forsyth Memorial Library. They just had a touch-a-truck. This 1968 Chevy Impala, following the firecracker balloon, is owned and operated by Doug Reichenbach. Is that Mrs. Reichenbach? No. Yes. Fantastic. Thank you for helping us celebrate Milton's Bicentennial.
Beautiful car. Speaking of beautiful cars, here's another one. This
Doug?
car, I think, is operated by Doug French. How you doing, Doug? It's an antique Daytona. We're so glad he brought it here with us today. Thank you, Mr. French.
Turn the air conditioning on in there. This car dates back to 2014.
Well, this car is a very important car. Please welcome our friends from the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. Our Bicentennial Service Project benefits the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. If you haven't made a contribution yet, please do so. With a simple gift of only $1, we can feed 6 people. So 6 meals for only $1. It's an extraordinary thing we can do. So please dig in your pockets, give generously to the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. All the money goes to the food bank and serves the counties here in Central Pennsylvania. Thank you. Thank you for making a difference.
Well, I lied earlier. I said one tractor, and guess what? That was a guy snuck in, but we're very glad to see you. Thank you for coming and bringing a gorgeous vehicle. What year is that? 68. Holy smoke. Beautiful shape. Looks better now than it did then. And so do you, sir. This is your opportunity soon to join in the parade.
Yeah, now, Mark, the parade continues, and soon the star of the parade will be you, our spectators. As the banner suggests, the next float invites all of you to get out of your seats and into the streets and literally join our parade and walk with your friends and neighbors, New Orleans style, behind the next float to the Milton State Park. At the State Park, we'll enjoy an incredible post-parade concert.
These are the Deacons of Dixieland, bringing that New Orleans tradition. They're from State College, Pennsylvania. Come on, everybody, join in the parade.
All right, get out of your seats and join the parade.
I think some people people are going over the ways.
They're coming. Let's join them. What a way to conclude the Milton Bicentennial Parade with a parade that does not stop. It's a party in the street, a parade for the people, a concert in progress. A parade that reflects that our community is in celebration, but also a community that understands that we are stronger when we stand and walk together. Reflecting our deep spirit of civic pride, citizenship, and hope for the future that's always been Milton's hallmark. Let's give us something to celebrate and join the parade.
Thank you so much for all you've done, John, for this parade and for the whole bicentennial. You're not done yet.
And thank you for being with us today, Mark. The citizens of Milton, the streets are now yours. Join the parade and a very happy bicentennial.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mark Lawrence.
Hi, I want to see this one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You better move, you better dance. Let's make a night you won't remember. I'll be the one you won't forget.